Well, he called himself the tree doctor and he made a diagnosis. But a metro area woman paid him to solve a problem she now believes she never had. So she called News 13 for a second opinion. Matt Grubb shows you what he found on special assignment.
When Marsha McCann sized up buying her Borellis home 13 years ago, the giant elm tree in the backyard held sway.
I love this neighborhood, but this tree did it for me.
Life wouldn't be the same without it.
I get it pruned and take care of it. I have since I've lived here.
Taking care of a tree isn't cheap.
It's over $1,000 generally, yeah.
But for the retired nurse, it's worth it. And 1 year ago, she called Tree Doctor 911 to prune the tree.
He came here and he said, yes, he can prune the tree, but oh dear, I have Dutch elm disease.
Dutch elm disease. A lot of us have heard of the tree-killing affliction. Marsha McCann wanted nothing to do with it.
I mean, I would put petrified air in here if I thought it was going to save the tree.
So for $25 a pop, she agreed to let Tree Doctor 911 pump her tree with a proprietary fungicide. As you see, her tree is still standing, but she's not pleased with the trimming.
Up here, they're just chopped all around the parameter of the tree.
And this summer, when a windstorm took out a branch and her power, PNM sent another trimmer who told her bluntly, that's a bad trim. And you probably never had Dutch elm disease because this is a Siberian elm. Marsha McCann got mad and asked for her money back. She's still waiting.
Yeah.
Steve Thomas, who owns Tree Doctor 911, remembers things differently.
She says it was healthy.
He insists the tree was struggling and that Marsha McCann called him for help.
They said, you have Dutch elm disease and we want to treat it.
He insists that he's treated Dutch elm disease many times and knows what it looks like.
If you guys have found it, why haven't you reported that to one of these agents?
He insists Marsha McCann's story isn't news. The reason he's not telling you that himself is because he insisted on not talking to us on camera, even after we rescheduled his interview twice. But here's the thing about Dutch elm disease.
It's never been found in New Mexico, so
if the Tree Doctor 911 did find Dutch elm disease in Marsha McCann's tree, it'd be the first reported case in New Mexico, ever. This is Graham Davis, a horticulturalist from the NMSU Extension Office in Bernalillo County.
it's not that it's not here, it's that they've never found it at this point.
The Tree Doctor 911 says he hasn't reported the many cases of Dutch elm disease he's treated to the state because it costs too much. The state will take its own samples, test them, and pay for it. And say what you will about the Siberian elm, its overgrowth, its allergens, but the things are tough.
Incredibly hardy trees, and that's a good thing in a sunny, windy place like New Mexico.
It's not just wind and drought that have a tough time taking them down.
Siberian elms in particular are not susceptible to the disease. They're incredibly resistant to Dutch elm.
We checked with several experts. They all said the same thing. Was Marsha McCann's tree the first ever Dutch elm diagnosis in New Mexico? She doesn't think so.
Unfair and deceptive and took my money.
She may not get it back, but the elm tree is still around, quietly holding sway over her home. On special assignment, Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
And we have much more on this story online, including facts about the fungus, Dutch elm disease, and the legend of how Clyde Tingley brought thousands of elm trees to Albuquerque in a plan that has some people cursing his name now. You can check it all out online. Just go to krqe.com.